Death Telling by Shannon O. McNamara. Setting: a New York City emergency department. In the area where doctors write notes, we see two parallel tables. 3 chairs are askew between the 2 tables. A white coat is hung on the back of one of the chairs. Act 1, Scene 1. Time of death, 7:32 a.m. Lights up.
That was intense.
The first time you see someone die can be rough.
Yeah. I'll be okay. Now what?
Now, we do the paperwork. There's a checklist. Write a note in the chart, call the medical examiner, notify the family, fill out the death certificate, input the expired dispo in the computer. They can't transport the body to the morgue until we finish it. So we better get this done before this place gets busy.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you start with the note? Did you see the family yet?
No, the paramedics said they were on their way.
Got it. Have you ever done a death telling before?
A what?
A death telling, when you notify the next of kin of the death.
No, I didn't realize that was a thing.
We do it a lot. Death telling is pretty much like any other procedure. There's a format. You'll get the hang of it. We'll do this one together. See one, do one, teach one, you know?
Hey, Joe.
Oh, hello. I was wondering when you'd show up. The family's almost here.
I know, but I need my tea first.
There should be some hot water in the back room.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Death.
What is she doing here?
You know, shepherding souls from here to the great beyond. She shows up every time someone dies. Oh, excuse me. I have to take this call. Hello, it's Dr. Shapiro. Oh, good, you're back. This is Alicia's first death telling. Can you get her oriented?
Sure thing. Earl Grey, cream and 2 sugars.
How did you know what?
I know a lot of things. So, it's your first death telling?
No thanks to you.
Oh, I don't make those kinds of decisions. Everyone's body stops working eventually. I don't decide when. I just show up when it happens. Before we get into how to do a telling, why don't you tell me when we first met?
We've never met before.
Oh, I think we have. Tell me about the first loved one that you lost.
Why would I do that?
You're going to have to get used to me eventually. Maybe I can help.
I doubt that.
Give it a try.
My grandmother. First person I lost was my grandmother.
Now we're getting somewhere. What happened?
Oh, it was Thanksgiving. She had cancer. She was still in the hospital after she'd had a bad reaction to the chemo. And they said that she would be okay. She wasn't.
How did you find out what happened?
I don't want to talk about this.
Why not?
I am not supposed to cry at work. I am not supposed to be talking to you like this.
Why not? You're human.
I am supposed to save lives, not kill people.
You will save lives. But everyone's time comes eventually. You didn't kill anyone.
I guess. But we did everything we could. It just didn't work.
Tell me more about your grandmother. Who told you that she died?
No one. No one did.
And how did you find out?
We were staying at her house. I woke up early and I was having cereal in the kitchen when a friend of hers called. And she said something vague like, I heard the news. Tell your mother that I am so sorry. I knew right away. I knew that my grandma must have died.
Oh, honey. I'm so sorry it happened like that.
I've never actually told anyone about that before.
Thank you for telling me.
Oh, I don't want to have to do that to anyone else. I don't want to hurt them like that.
I hear you, but someone has to do the telling.
Why don't you just do it?
I could just show up unannounced, but that wouldn't be very pleasant, would it? How'd that make you feel?
Terrible. I think I see what you mean.
Sorry about that. Radiology call because room 3 has appendicitis on their CT. Surgery's on the way down now. How are you two getting along?
Just fine, I think.
So, how do you do a death telling?
Yes, let's get into it. I think you're ready. Okay, first, you get yourself together. Fix your hair, put on your white coat, make sure there is no blood on your scrubs. Get a pen and paper. Write down the name of the person who died so that if you get nervous, you won't forget it.
You know what they say, take your own pulse first.
Exactly. Drink some water. Breathe a bit. Try to get your energy shifted from that amped up feeling from doing CPR. You want to project a steady calm. Try to feel it first.
Then what?
Then we go meet them.
When you get there, sit down. That's important.
Yes, chairs for everyone.
Makes you more of a human when you're at eye level.
True. It also means that if anyone passes out, it's much easier to catch them.
Pass out.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. So we go in, we shake hands, sit down, introduce ourselves, and find out who everyone is. There's an order of operations for next of kin. Spouses, children, parents, siblings. Pay attention to who's closest to the deceased so that you can get their number for the morgue.
Then you find out what they already know. Ask something like, tell me about what happened today. They might have seen it all happen. They might already know that I'm here. They might have just had breakfast together and have no idea what you're about to tell them.
When you're ready, you give them a warning. Something like, I have some difficult news to share. Then you just say it. Mr. So-and-so died this morning. You have to say died. No vague euphemisms like passed on, or they may not understand.
When people realize I'm here, they react in all different ways. Some are very quiet. Some are very loud. Sometimes they get down on the floor and wail. Sometimes they faint. Sometimes they get angry and hit the wall. Hold their eye contact until they break it. It's a terrible thing to watch that realization settle into their minds, but it's an even more terrible thing for them to have to do it alone.
Then you wait. Whatever reaction they have, they have. Give them space. When they're ready, you answer any questions. Get a phone number for the next of kin. Ask if they want to visit with their loved one. Get them some water. That's pretty much it.
I don't think I can do that.
Why did you become a doctor?
To help people, I guess.
Welcome to medicine. Most of us go into this job to help people. Then we end up doing things that hurt people in the name of helping them. You just have to make sure that the painful stuff is actually necessary and as comfortable as possible. That is helping. You'll get the hang of it.
I don't know.
Well, you don't have to do it today. You just have to be present. Sometimes that's the hardest part.
How do you go back to work after something like that?
It's hard. Sometimes I go outside in the ambulance bay for some fresh air. Sometimes I go have a good cry. Sometimes there's just a pit in my stomach for the rest of the shift. There are days where I walk for hours after work to shake off the stress.
Even if you don't realize it, your body takes on the trauma of watching a fellow human suffer. It has to go somewhere. Be kind to yourselves on days like this one.
Thanks for the tea.
You're welcome.
It looks like the family is here. Ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
Blackout. The end.